Welcome to our first computer build, guys. My name is Gamer Goose and I want to thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working with some parts that we've been collecting for a few months now, and we're going to build a starter gaming computer. Unfortunately, we don't have a graphics card because those are hard to come by, but eventually, as soon as we get one, we're going to install it into this build, and then hopefully we can run some games and some stats into it. So let's go ahead and show you the parts, and then we can get started on the build. So we're going to start with our SSD. This is a Team Group 512 gigabyte. This is where our operating system will be installed. And then we also have a Western Digital Black Edition 1 terabyte. This is for gaming and storage. Then we have a 16 gigabytes of 3200 Crucial Ballistics RAM DDR4. Then we're gonna go with our basic CPU. It's a Ryzen 5 1600AF. Like I said, these are parts that we've been collecting for a while, and we want to make sure we put them to good use. Our CPU is brand new. We have not even opened it. That is going to go into a Gigabyte B450M DS3H. This is a micro ITX motherboard that it's going to give us plenty of space in our case, which is going to be the Montech, it's the Montech X1. It came with 4 pre-installed fans, but we went ahead and we installed a couple more to make it a 6-fan computer. And then lastly, our power is going to be an EVGA 500 watts, 80 plus gold certified. And all that's going to go into this case. And so to start our build, we're going to start prepping the motherboard. We're going to be installing the CPU, the RAM. So we're going to need our toolkit. We're going to need some thermal paste. And then for this first steps, we're going to need our CPU and our RAM, which we will be installing. And then once we're getting ready to go to the case, then we're going to pull up the other parts. Okay, now this is how much, this is as much as we can prep our motherboard. We've installed our CPU and our RAM. Now we're gonna move on to the case, at which point we're gonna be installing the motherboard onto the case, securing it, and then we're going to be installing the hard drives. Okay, so this is the case that we're going to be doing our build on. Like I mentioned, this is the Montech X1. It usually comes with 4 fans, but today, we went ahead and had a couple extra Montech fans from a previous build, and so we're going to go ahead and install them into our case so that we have a total of 6 fans. We don't have, right now, we're not doing an AIO or a liquid cooling system because we're just going with the CPU. When we install a graphics card, that's when we're going to go with an all-in-one liquid cool. So let's go ahead and pull the case out and show you what it looks like. Okay, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 fans. We have a total of 3 intake, and we're going to do 3 exhaust to have a neutral pressure which means, you know, the same amount of air that it's coming in is also going out. And also this case has really good flow because this is a mesh panel. So we have a lot of air coming in, which ideally, based on the case that we're using and based on the components, we shouldn't need a liquid cooling system or an all-in-one radiator. So this is going to be a good case. It's simple, it's small enough that our motherboard can fit in, and we definitely have space for 1-2 SSDs if we want to install more. But also we have on the back, we have a little more space for hard drives. We have our drive cage. We have finally completed the build. As you can see, our cable management, you know, it's you know, as best as we could based on the case that we have. But you know, we're gonna turn it on. Hopefully it'll post, and then we're gonna go through installing the operating system. Okay guys, so we started our build a couple weeks ago, and we haven't been able to complete it because we cannot get our hands in graphics cards. As you know, these are the hardest parts to get right now. Luckily, we were able to get this entry-level GeForce GTX 1050 Ti, which is going to be a starter, and that's what our PC is right now. It's a starter gaming computer, and it's going to get us by for the time being until parts become more readily available. Now that we have made sure that our computer finally posts, we need to update the BIOS, which we will be using the QFlash tool from Gigabyte to update our BIOS, and then we will continue on to installing Windows operating system. And this is very easy steps to follow. So basically, once you have your installation media tool, all you have to do is just plug it in the back of the one of the USB ports. It is recommended that you use a blank empty flash drive with at least 8 GB of space, and then you can just go to Google and then find or search for a Windows installation media, and then you select your option. In this case, we're going to go with English, United States. Then we're going to click next, and we will be clicking install now. Now that we have installed Windows, we are going to get into the system. We're going to configure, we're going to update the computer, and then we're going to be running some benchmarks to see how our entry-level gaming PC performs. After doing all the updates for Windows, we downloaded a Heaven Benchmark and an MSI Afterburner to check the performance of our CPU and GPU combination. We've been running Heaven Benchmark for a few minutes, and as you can see, our GPU and our CPU seem to be performing well. The temperatures are steady, and as you can see, our FPS gonna go up and down, but that's expected from, you know, this type of combination for GPU. So there you have it, guys. So on average, we got about 72 frames per second, and our temperatures seem to be steady, which is a good thing. So now that we have seen the scores of our Heaven Benchmark, I honestly can say that I'm happy with what we have, because this is an entry-level gaming PC. Unfortunately, the current market situation does not give us access to higher graphics cards, but I'm pretty happy with what we have right here. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video with us. You know, it was really fun. It was a lot of fun building this computer, and definitely we're gonna continue creating more content for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so that you get notified whenever we upload a new video or whenever we go live. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.